Good morning, good morning, good morning. First day of the week or second day of the week. It's time to go to work and all that good stuff. If you didn't have to work yesterday, I don't work. I didn't have to work yesterday, but I do have to work today. But I had a request sent to me via text to go back over some parts of 34, and I do apologize. I do have to start making sure that if the that I break down the two different parts or three different parts that's in whichever chapter that we're reading is. And so let's see here. This is actually 33. This is 33. So it's a couple things that happen. The first part of Exodus 33, they left Sinai, and then another part, Moses meets with the Lord inside the tabernacle, and then the other part, the Most High the Lord promises to send his presence with the people when they continue to travel. So, uh, Exodus 33, verse 7 through verse 11 is discussing how Moses and the Most High talked, how Moses and the Lord talked. So let's go over that really quickly. And so let's see, verse 7. It reads, let me sure I got the right verse. Okay. And it reads how now Moses used to take his own tent and he would pitch it outside the camp, far from the camp, and he called it the tent of meeting and of God with his own people, and everyone sought the Lord, went out to that temporary tent of meeting, which was outside the camp. And Moses went out to the tent of meeting. When he went out, all the people stood, every man at his tent door, and looked after Moses until he had gone into the tent. When Moses entered the tent, the pillar of cloud, now you got to refer back to the pillar of cloud that was promised to go with them when they were traveling through the wilderness. It would descend and stand in the door of the tent, and the Lord will talk with Moses. So the cloud would represent the Lord, and they would talk through and with the glory of the Most High. It's amazing. It's even hard to speak, but that's what it says right here, verse 9. The cloud would descend, and the Lord would talk to Moses. And all the people saw the pillar of cloud stand at the door. And all the people rose and worshiped every man at his tent. Verse 11, and the Lord spoke to Moses face to face as a man speaks to his friend. So it's the cloud and Moses, it's the Lord talking face to face. And Moses returned to the camp, but his minister Joshua, son of Nun, a young man, did not depart from the temporary prayer tent. He stayed with the presence of the Most High. Now, verse 12, this is what they were talking about. Moses said to the Lord, see, you say to me, bring up this people, but you have not let me know whom you will send with me. Yet you said, I know you by name, and you have found favor in my sight. Now, therefore, I pray you, this is Moses asking, if I found favor in your sight, show me now your way that I may know you. Knowing his way is how to know him. And he said, and the Lord, do consider that this nation is your people. Sorry, I missed the part. He said two parts. He said that we find favor in your sight, and remember, we, this nation, we're your people. Verse 14, and the Lord said, my presence will go with you, and I will give you rest. His presence was promised to give them rest, peace of their mind, because they're going to fight people for land, and to go over and to get the land that they were promised. But it was people there. And so he's concerned, are you going with us? And they're just talking. That's an amazing thing to even fathom. They're just talking like you and I talk. We FaceTiming. It's like, what? That's how they were talking. And he said, my presence is going to go with you, and I'm going to give you rest, so don't worry. Verse 15, and Moses said to the Lord, if your presence don't go with us, we're not going. He said, do not carry us up from here, with an exclamation point. For by what shall it be known that I and your people have found favor in your sight? Is it not in your going with us so that we are distinguished, I and your people, from all the other people upon the face of the earth. And so, because the presence of the Most High is going with them in verse 16, they are distinguished from all the other people on the face of the earth. Verse 17, the Lord said to Moses, I will do this thing also that you have asked, for you have found favor, loving kindness, and mercy in my sight, and I know you personally and by name. That's a prayer that I pray that he'll get to know us all personally, that he'll get to know us, that we have all find favor in his sight, that we all find loving kindness and mercy in his sight, that he knows us personally and that he knows us by name. That is my prayer. And that's why I had to go back over this. Even though my sister sent me the message, I knew that I didn't get a chance to really get into it because that was some good stuff right there. It all is, but that's a prayer that I pray that we all have. Chapter 33, verse 17. And then Moses, he got a little greedy. He said, I beseech you, show me your glory. And God said, I will show you my goodness. It'll pass before you, and I will proclaim my name, the Lord, before you. For I will be gracious to whom I will be gracious, and I will show mercy and loving kindness on whom I will show mercy and loving kindness. But he said, you cannot see my face, for no man shall see my face and live. And the Lord said, behold, there is a place beside me where you shall stand upon the rock. And while my glory pass, I will put you in a cleft of the rock and cover you with my hand until I have passed. And then I will take away my hand, and you shall see my back. You shall see my back, but not my face shall be seen. That is amazing. And when I read that, and I know that the promise of Isaiah is Emmanuel, when they promised of Jesus, Yeshua coming, he said, God with us. So they were able to walk with God and see Jesus face to face. Just kind of sit with that. Emmanuel means God with us. This is my time. May Yahweh bless you and keep you. May Yahweh make his face shine upon you and show you his favor. May Yahweh lift his countenance upon you and give you shalom, which means peace. Nothing missing, nothing broken. I love you all. You have an excellent, excellent Monday. Peace, peace.